Item 28.
Item 28 is from the City Operations and Neighborhood Services Committee without recommendation. It's a resolution determining that the transfer of an existing Type 20 off-sale beer and wine license from 566 Minnesota Street to 101 4th Street will serve the public convenience.
Supervisor Ellsburn.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to offer a very technical amendment. On page 2, line 10, condition number 4 currently says the sale of beer or malt beverages. It should say the sale of single beer or malt beverages. If I can make a motion to amend by including the word single.
Supervisor Ellsburn has made a motion to amend, seconded by Supervisor Farrell. Is there any discussion on this motion? Supervisor Kim? Supervisor Alagi.
I'm opposing this because I'm concerned. I don't feel like I have enough information yet that would give me some insight into the impacts that big box retailers have by taking on a larger, kind of the lion's share of a lot of different types of products. So now they're moving into areas where they're selling grocery items, they're selling obviously liquor, which they do in some instances now. And I just think that some people will, I just don't know what the impacts are on small, locally owned and run businesses. And that's why, until I have a better understanding of those impacts, maybe a conversation I'd like to have with the Small Business Commission, have them look at this more deeply, because I know this conversation has come up before at the Small Business Commission. I believe it's come up at Planning Commission before. And that is the fact that there is no oversight into what some of these retailers are taking on. Walgreens and a lot of other formula retailers are taking on a larger variety of products. So I think in this instance, there are liquor stores in the area. Also, alcohol is not allowed in the cinema upstairs. Alcohol isn't allowed in Yerba Buena Park, so I don't know. I just want to have a better understanding of the impacts overall.
Supervisor Kim.
Thank you. Actually, Supervisor Olaki did bring up some of the concerns that I have around this liquor license, and I first of all do want to appreciate some of the organizing efforts that have been made by some of our constituents, particularly the Alliance for a Better District 6, who have been working to reduce the amount of on-site beer and wine licenses close to the proximity of the Tenderloin and mid-market. And while I do have less concerns with this, with the approval of this liquor license transfer, because we do have another major one coming up at Walgreens, really in close proximity, I did have some questions about why the hours were extended from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., given that the store will be located within an all-ages entertainment venue, which includes obviously visiting the movies at the Metreon. And what are some of the precautions that are going to be taken within that site to ensure that alcohol is not being taken in by minors or exchanged in that area, and kind of the potential public safety issues that could arise with that proximity. I understand kind of the intention of Target is really to be more of a full-fledged grocery store, similar to what we see at Safeway, but I do think that location does raise some questions that I would just like to be addressed. And so for me personally, I would just like to request a continuance of this item, just to be able to raise some of those questions and what the appropriate hours might be, given just where the site is and what, and also to get a clear sense of the precautions that the Target will be taking in this area. And I think I could propose Tuesday, July 31st as a reasonable amount of time for at least my office to investigate some of these questions. And I do apologize, Target did actually reach out to us. I think there's been a number of items that have been coming to us lately, and so I apologize that I wasn't able to take that time before today's meeting to get those concerns addressed.
Colleagues, typically the motion to continue takes precedence over the motion to amend, but let me ask if there's any objection to the motion to amend without objection. Is there any objection to that? Okay, without objection, motion to amend passes. Now on the motion to continue, I think Supervisor Kim said to the 31st of this month. Is there a second to that? Seconded by Supervisor Alagi. Colleagues, any objection to the motion to continue? Without objection, this item will be continued to the 31st of this month.